it just sucks because you just wasted all that time, energy, and money on that shit, and it just got taken away like that.
After the Big Pun production, you also celebrate Valentine's with a movie quote from the Little Rascals. Why do you transition from musical lyrics to movie quotes?
That one, I was just thinking about that shit for a while. Like, I was like, man, if I were to bomb this on the freeway, like, people that grew up in my era would know that shit, and it'll ring a bell. And I kind of aim for nostalgia. Like, I want people to, like, remember, like, oh yeah, this back in the days, you know? Like, that's kind of like what I go for. Like, I don't know if, like, you guys notice, but a lot of the shit that I do is classic. A lot of the classic shit. Maybe I'll probably do some new shit, like, here and there, but a lot of the shit is some shit from back in the day.
Your lyrics are getting millions of views, literally. Your new movie quote is getting hundreds of thousands of likes and shares. Your fame and notoriety are increasing. But then we start to see other writers start painting lyrics. What goes through your mind when other writers are inspired by what you started?
It's flattering, man. Like, I like it. Like, it's like, hell yeah, like, these guys see what I did and wanted to do some shit better, you know? And it's kind of motivating. It's like, all right, I'm gonna do some other shit. Like, you wanna, like you like what I do, watch what else I got. You know what I mean? So it's flattering, and I appreciate it. You know?
You're painting lyrics. You're doing Ice Cube. You're doing Nate Dogg. We hear the Eagles, Hotel California on the freeway by you. Then out of nowhere, there's a Spanish song from a band called Herencia de Patrones. How does that come about, Bebo? Why is there a Spanish song in your musical playlist?
Well, that's the homie, JD. Fucking, yeah, like, he wanted to do some shit, so I was like, fuck it, let's rock together. And we ended up just rocking that song. That's what he wanted on there.
What message were you trying to send with the lyrics? Because you also paint a white styrofoam cup with purple drink inside.
It's about just pouring up and kicking it. Like, pretty much the trap life and just chilling with the homies with a double cup.
What was the people's reaction to Spanish lyrics being painted by you? Was it a surprise to everyone?
I feel like it was definitely a surprise because it came from like left field. Like, I was just doing all English shit, hip hop and rock or whatever, and then boom, I hit him with a corrido. Like, it was kind of shocking to me to actually be doing that shit too. Like, oh shit, I'm doing a fucking corrido. I don't even know what the fuck they're saying in that shit. I'm Filipino. You know what I mean? Like, but like he broke it down to me. He was like, yo, this is what the song means. I'm like, oh hell yeah, let's do it. Let's fucking run it. And we ended up just banging it out, and that shit went up. Like, he's a well-known artist as well. Like, you know?
After painting the song lyrics on the freeway, do you notice any change or any difference in your fame, in your notoriety? Do you notice more reaction to you? Is there anything different?
I just have more of an audience now. Like, people are watching now. Like, I kind of have I want to say I have a platform to like just showcase what I'm good at now. Like, before, like, I would always share the same shit. Like, I did a couple of spell outs before anybody even knew, like, oh yeah, he's doing spell outs. But like, up until I started doing the music shit, like, that's when I started getting noticed a lot. But yeah, I kind of been doing this shit for a while.
Are more lyrics in your future plans? Are you planning anything new or different going forward?
Yeah, hell yeah, I plan to do more.
Now, most recently, along with your lyrics, there's also been huge news about the Oceanwide towers in downtown Los Angeles. Do you recall first hearing about the Oceanwide towers in Los Angeles? And And how did you hear about them? Do you remember?
Yeah, I heard about it. The homie was like, "Hey, dog." I get a call from the homie. He's like, "Hey, dog, let's go hit the towers. That shit's popping." I'm like, "Oh shit!" But I was working and shit. And
When
I didn't have no time.
Yeah, when you heard the news, you're working. But we really, or at least I don't think I ever saw a Bebo on the towers.
Yeah, I was never on there.
Why didn't you ever make an effort to go to the towers? Was it not in the plans? Was it too hot with cops? Or what was the reasoning behind that?
It was literally really not in the plans. Like I didn't really care for it in the beginning, but I was like, oh shit, that shit is getting hit. And by the time I actually decided to go, it was already hot. Like everyone was getting burned, everyone was getting arrested or whatever. But I still kind of wanted to do it. And like literally like the next day they started putting up the fences and shit. And I was like, oh, it's game over.
How do you feel about the towers now?
I felt like I slept on it, to be honest. Like, I really wanted to be on there, but I'm not. And shout out to everybody that's on there. Everyone that's doing bold shit and cleaning up like all the trash that was on there or whatever.
What do you think should happen to the towers going forward?
I really don't. I feel indifferent about it. Like I don't really give a fuck. It's cool that everyone want to go paint that shit, but like all the politics with it, I really don't. I really don't care about it.
Were there any riders you were happy to see on the Oceanwide towers? Any riders that caught your eye because the spot they caught at the towers?
Yeah, fucking that OTR that they did. I was like, holy shit, these motherfuckers. Like, I knew something was gonna go down, but like I didn't know like it was just gonna be them. Like they really like they got the drone shot all around. Like that was like one of the hardest ones. Yeah.
Did you ever hear about the Art Basel building?
Oh yeah.
And in your opinion, which one's better? Art Basel in Miami or Oceanwide Towers in downtown Los Angeles?
I gotta say LA, man. But Art Basel, it was tight because they started some shit like that. Like it was like, all right, like I think people from there got that idea and brought it to LA, kinda, like in a way. Like, cause how that shit happened, like, I don't know, I feel like that shit had a lot of influence into the one that with that in LA. Cause they just killed that shit, grilled that shit.